What's up, YouTube? We're going to find out if meta alloys are back on the menu or not. So I'm just out here heading to the ladies in my Asp Explorer, and let's take a look at something real quick. I'll tell you why I'm so interested in meta alloys. So we go to Maia and we have a look on the galaxy map and the solar system map. Darnell's Progress is the only place you can get meta alloy missions right now, or anywhere, but you're not going to get them unless the Anthill mob, which is the controlling faction at that base, is not in civil war, and they have been in civil war. So right now, they are not. They're not in boom state either, but I think the two requirements are for the system to be in boom and the controlling faction of Darnell's Progress to be in boom. So we're going to test that theory, and we're going to see. So I was running these missions a few weeks ago and was making big bank, about 170 million credits for a one system jump. Of course, I was running this in a Type 9, so we're going to grab our Type 9 and we're going to see if my theory holds.
Shift drive charging.
The death of Nexus. A medical ship transporting the injured Riri McAllister has vanished and is presumed destroyed. Former Rear Admiral McAllister was on trial on Turnus World for her
4, 3, 2, 1.
crimes as Nexus, the founder of terrorist group the League of Reparation. After being shot by the daughter of the assassinated Senator Nestor Cartesius, McAllister was to be taken to an advanced medical facility. Deputy Inspector Mara Clapp made this statement. Having lost contact with the vessel, we dispatched ships to its last known location. We found only debris, suggesting the ship was attacked and either vaporized or hijacked. Either way, we assume the transport's crew to be dead. This may have been another act of vengeance from those affected by the League's fanaticism. Alternatively, someone connected to the
Shift drive charging.
League may have wanted to silence McAllister to prevent her from revealing information. It's also plausible that this was a rescue mission, and that McAllister was liberated by surviving members of the League. The League of Reparation.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Is no longer considered a threat. As such, the Tri-Superpower Task Force formed to investigate them has been disbanded. Agents from Alliance Interpol, the Federal Intelligence Agency and the Imperial Internal Security Service have returned to their regular duties. Meanwhile, Riri McAllister has been listed as missing rather than dead. Although her survival is unlikely, we cannot ignore the risk that the woman once known as Nexus may one day reappear to pursue her twisted beliefs. Rogue robot missing. A
Shift drive charging.
Functioning mining robot has run amok through a settlement on Homeland, in the Beta Hydri system. The robot in question was a MacArthur Mining Limited, DG090 model, designed to extract and process
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
It's from asteroids. It was one of 10 brand new robots being loaded onto an orbital cargo shuttle. Video feeds show the huge machine self-activating and breaking out of its container. It used its mining lasers, huge drills and excavator claws to carve a path across the landing field. The robot then burrowed into the ground
Fuel scooping.
and disappeared. Security Chief Sarah Kulkarni gave the following statement to the media. Sensor drones are performing subterranean scans, but have not
Frameshift drive charging.
yet located the robot. We have therefore declared a regional state of emergency. Should the machine accidentally rupture a water main or pierce an underground power line, the potential for significant damage, even loss of
4, 3, 2, 1.
life, is high. Director Jen Emerson of McCare Mining Limited made this statement. We are shocked by this incident, and an urgent inquiry is underway. The DG-090 series is highly reliable and has never malfunctioned before. Our theory is that, due to human error, the unit was
Fuel scooping.
placed in the incorrect standby mode, and that stray signals from a nearby comms network triggered a preset program. We are supporting all
Frameshift drive charging.
efforts to locate the robot and shut it down. Pleiades rescue operation. After sustained Thargoid attacks on civilian targets in the Pleiades Nebula, system authorities have
4, 3, 2, 1.
launched a rescue operation to locate and recover survivors. The operation is being coordinated by Superintendent Marla Poulsen of Aegis Research, who made this announcement. System authorities in the Pleiades have been channeling their resources into combating the Thargoid menace. As a result, search and rescue initiatives have been
Fuel
neglected,
scooping.
but we are determined to plug that gap. That means a lot of civilians rescued
Fuel scoop disengaged.
from escape pods, which also means a lot of hungry mouths to feed, so we'll need to bolster our current food stocks as a precautionary measure. Pilots are requested to recover occupied escape pods and damaged escape pods. In addition, the following food resources are also required: fruit and vegetables, grain, and food cartridges. Both recovered pods and food stocks should be delivered to Donosok, in the Pleiades Sector IRW D155 system. The campaign begins on the 9th of August 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. Aranbarahan campaign concludes. A spokesperson for Aranbarahan Purple Creative has announced that its campaign to build a cargo ship has been enthusiastically received by the galactic community. Scores of pilots supported the campaign by delivering commodities to Barnes Terminal, and by eliminating agitators in Aranbarahan, thereby ensuring the safety of traders. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from Barnes Terminal, in the Aranbarahan system. Further arrests of Thargoid cultists. The Federal Intelligence Agency has apprehended further members of the Thargoid cult, to determine if they are communicating with the Thargoids. Media channels report a division in public opinion regarding the FIA's actions. Some see the arrests as illegal and tantamount to religious persecution. Others claim that the Thargoid worshippers have invited suspicion upon themselves, and that the detainments are justified. Dr. Jamila Griffin of the Galactic Interfaith Commune commented, "We strongly oppose this hostility against the Thargoid sect. These arrests are motivated by fear rather than evidence. We must fight for the civil rights of our fellow citizens, even if we do not share their beliefs." A prominent campaigner against the Thargoid cult, Juanita Bishop, told the media, "This is a victory for right-thinking people everywhere. Those warped alien lovers are a blight on our system, one that should have been eradicated long ago." Senior Agent Micah Whitefield of the FIA stated, "This operation is purely a security matter. Under federal law, any action that undermines enemy activity during wartime is legal, including the suspension of civil liberties. We are expanding our investigation to include all members of this organization and anyone with connection to it." Yal Torrido resigns from Unchained. Campaigner Yal Torrido has resigned from
Lincoln, Juliet, Alpha, Charlie. This is the Flight Operations Department. Please comply with established docking procedures, Commander.
Unchained, the anti-slavery organization he founded with Princess Ashley Duval. Unchained's Press Office released this statement. We can confirm that Yao Torido has officially resigned from his position as Co-Chief Executive Officer, effective immediately. Princess Duval remains our patron and CEO. We wish Mr. Torido all the best with his future endeavors. Rima Falco.
Landing gear deployed.
A journalist writing for the Imperial Herald made these observations. Considering Torido's passionate rhetoric against imperial slavery, it's surprising for him to abandon an organization that he co-founded. The recent assassination attempt against Princess Duval at an Unchained fundraiser may have caused him to regret allying with such a volatile political figure. As yet, there is no comment from Her Imperial Highness. This has led to speculation that there was a falling out between the two. Rumors of romance between them never quite went away, even after the princess's engagement to Jordan Rochester. Is this perhaps a jealous rival storming off in a fit of pique? Representatives.
Landing complete. Docking restraints engaged.
Monchay have said that their campaigning, fundraising and slave liberation programs will continue as normal. Starport status update. This report presents the latest data on starports experiencing technical issues as a result of Thargoid sensor-related interference. Starports are currently closed. Brady City, Chauville. Serali Port, Setted. Flag Station, 41 New Psilon 4, Eridani. Nagata Port, Setted. North Dock, Amanet. Schmidt Platform, BD, 08642. Tani Hub, Inunikori. Vandriat Willy Orbital, Jabugali. Vinci Ring, HIP 91085. Young Husband Station, Miku. Meanwhile, the following starports are on the brink of closure. Week in Review. Here are this week's major stories. An attempt to assassinate Princess Aisling Duval has been prevented by the Imperial Internal Security Service. The attempt occurred in the Zhao system during a fundraising event. The IISS is analyzing the explosives used in the attempt to determine their origin. Meanwhile, former Rear Admiral Riri McAllister has been shot. She is currently undergoing medical treatment. The incident took place at the Alliance Chamber of Justice on Turner's World in the Alioth system. McAllister was on trial for organizing acts of terrorism as Nexus, founder of the League of Reparation. The Federal Intelligence Agency has launched an investigation into the Fargod cult. Several members of the sect have been arrested. An FIA agent said that the purpose of the investigation was to confirm that the sect was not in contact with Thargoid forces, or being influenced by them. In other news, Aran-Barahan Purple Creative, an independent organization based in the Aran-Barahan system, has announced plans to build ship to transport goods out of the moving system. In support of this goal, the organization has placed an open order for various commodities, and has promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Barnes Terminal in the Aran-Barahan system. Celebrated author Olav Redcourt has cancelled the promotional tour for his latest novel. In a statement, the author said he was abandoning the historical romance genre in favor of a new science fiction saga. The author's
Reports of heavy traffic around the facility. Please take care.
agent responded by underscoring that science overwhelming response from the galactic community. Huge quantities of raw material were delivered to California Gateway over the past week, which will be used to construct an Ocellus starport in the MEL-22, Sector GMVC-28 system. And those are the main stories this week.
Frameshift drive charging.
Fargod cult under investigation. The Federal Intelligence Agency has launched an investigation into the Fargod cult. Several members of the sect have been arrested for interrogation. Senior Agent Mika White
3, 2, 1.
revealed that the FIA released this statement. Given the organization's proclaimed interest in the Thargoids, it is vital that we confirm they are not in contact with Thargoid forces, or being influenced by them. The FIA is working with local security agencies across many systems to ascertain the truth. The Rewired News Service has broadcast footage of armed federal troops forcing their way into the cult's hive chapels and dragging cult members into armored vehicles. There was no sign of resistance from the Thargod adherents. Other video feeds show groups of citizens trying
Fuel scooping.
to shield
Fuel scooping complete.
Thargod worshippers, while rival groups can be seen cheering on the soldiers. Juanita Bishop, who runs a campaign against the Thargod sect, told the media, "We knew these foul cultists were Thargoid spies. Now we're going to be proved correct. They should have been rounded up and executed weeks ago." Aranbara Purple Creative Campaign. Aranbara Purple Creative, an independent organization based in the Aranbara system, has announced plans to build a massive cargo ship to transport goods out of the booming system. In support of this goal, Aranbara Purple Creative has placed an open order for various commodities, and has promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Barnes Terminal in the Aranbara system. The organization has also placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list, to ensure that those contributing commodities to the campaign can do so safely. The campaign begins on the 2nd of August 3304 and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. Alliance Initiative concludes. The Alliance has announced that its appeal for mined resources has reached a successful conclusion, having received an overwhelming response from the galactic community. Huge quantities of raw material were delivered to California Gateway over the past week, which will be used to construct an Ocellus starport in the MEL-22, Sector GMVC-28 system. With the campaign at an end, Alliance official Torvin Dast issued the following statement. "We are grateful for the efforts made by those pilots who helped bring this initiative to fruition. Construction of this starport will make the long journey to the California Nebula safer for traders and colonists alike. Construction of the new starport is expected to begin soon. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from California Gateway and the Sinufai EBR C-75 system." Riri McAllister shot. Former Rear Admiral Riri McAllister has been shot. She is currently undergoing medical treatment. The incident took place at the Alliance Chamber of Justice on Turner's World in the Alioth system. McAllister was on trial for organizing acts of terrorism as Nexus, founder of the League of Reparation. Deputy Inspector Mara Klatt, who was delivering prosecuting evidence at the trial, briefed the media. Shortly after McAllister took the stand, she was struck by a single shot from the
Orbital flight engaged.
visitors gallery. She is now in intensive care and awaiting transport to an advanced medical facility. Assuming she recovers, the trial will continue at a later date. The shooter has been identified as Polly Cartesius, daughter of Nestor Cartesius, an Imperial senator murdered by the League of Reparation. She used a concealed laser firearm specially designed to avoid security scans. She did not resist arrest.
Hull integrity compromised.
And it is clear that this was an act of revenge for her father's death. As she is an Imperial citizen, we have extradited her to the care of the ISS. Polly Cartesius was last seen in public 2 weeks ago during her father's ceremonial funeral, which saw his body entombed in the Hall of Martyrs beneath the Imperial Palace. It is thought that she traveled to Alliance space using false identification. Captain Niam Sutonia has taken Miss Cartesius into custody and returned with her to Capital, where she will stand trial for attempted murder. Ashley Duval assassination foiled. Formed by the princess and campaigner Jan Torita. Captain Takeo Diomedes of the ISS gave his statement. Shortly after the fundraiser began, Princess Duval's security detail detected explosive charges in key locations across the event center. We immediately evacuated the building. The explosives, which were of amateur design, were disabled. Forensic analysis is underway to determine their origin. Ashling Duval has not addressed the incident. and is continuing her fundraising duties for Unchain. Her fiancé, Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester, made this comment. Had the explosives not been found, they would have killed hundreds of innocent people. Aisling and I are grateful to both federal and imperial security services, which are working together to ensure our safety. This is a splendid example of interpower cooperation, which we hope...
Lincoln, Juliet, Alpha, Charlie. This port will require a docking request before granting access.
will soon be commonplace. Author abandons interstellar book tour. Celebrated author Rolav Redcourt has abandoned the promotional tour for his latest novel, halfway through a 2-month circuit of 50 systems. Reporters managed to catch Mr. Redcourt as he was storming off the passenger liner where he has spent the last 4 weeks. He told them, "I'm sick of churning out historical romance garbage, especially now that readers can change the damn story to suit themselves. I'm going to write the book I've always wanted to write, a science fiction saga set in the future." A statement was released by Bone Spire Publishing. Unfortunately, this incident constitutes a breach of contract, as Mr. Redcourt has only produced 14 Corsair King novels, rather than the 25 we agreed. We hope...
Permission granted. Set course for landing pad 02.
And convince him to resume the tour and continue with the series. Margot Hist, the author's agent. Jury Silo, Obambori. Lindblad Hub, Venex.
Touchdown, ground crew dispatched. Hello, Commander. We are happy to have you.
Moment of truth. Let's find out if there are any meta-alloy missions here, and what the... And it looks like they're not. So I'm gonna have to continue to do some research and figure this out. Figure out what states. I know that the anthill mob has got to be in Boone. That's the only time I've seen them, but there are obviously some other factors at play here. So I've heard this actually that the system and the anthill mob need to be in Boone, or the faction that owns Darnell Progress. It happens to be the anthill mob now, but who knows? We're gonna have to continue to work to figure it out. So thanks for watching.